$15 years, $765 million. It's the largest contract in Major League history, in American sports history. And it belongs to Juan Soto, and he is a member now, pending a physical, of the New York Mets for the next 15 years. And if you don't realize how big and how monumental of a thing that this is here in New York, in baseball, in sports, it's the largest contract. It's the longest contract, 15 years. I mean, I was thinking about it. I'm going to be retired for 2 years, and Juan Soto will still be a Met. I'll be 56, 57 years old. Juan Soto will still be a Met. And, I mean, listen, the last 5 years probably won't be great, but this is right there, right below Ohtani probably, the best player in baseball. He had a WAR of almost 8 last year with the Yankees. He had 41 home runs, 109 RBIs. He walked 129 times. He has one of the highest walk rates in the history of baseball. His OPS was 989. Every year of his career, he's had an on-base percentage of 400 at least, which means he gets on base 4 out of every 10 times. He's cruising his way to the Hall of Fame. And now he's a New York Met. And the biggest part is the Yankees wanted him, and the Mets stole him. Not only stole him from the Yankees, which he was on last year, but stole him in a financial way where the Yankees were up against the Mets head-to-head in a bidding war, and the Mets and Steve Cohen put their foot down and said, this is our guy, and they got him. Because Friday, it looked like, up until Friday, it looked like it was going to be the Mets. Because all the rumors were he wants to go to the highest bidder. He's all about the money. He doesn't care about the team and nothing, this and that. Then around Wednesday, Thursday came out, if all things are equal, he would like to be a Yankee. He enjoyed hitting behind Judge. He enjoyed playing with Judge. He enjoyed going to the World Series. They had a lot of success last year. All that. And then I thought, okay, now. And then Friday, that came out, and I thought, now the Mets had another meeting with him. And it didn't, it seemed like they weren't going to get him. There were talks about the Red Sox kind of came into the conversation, but it was mostly Yankees. And then yesterday afternoon, you even heard Yankees, and it looked like it was just tilting towards the Yankees, and it was just inevitable. He was going to sign with the Yankees. And then Steve Cohen put in the final offer, and he outbid Cashman and Hal and the Steinbrenners by about $15 million. The Yankees put in an extra year. The Mets gave him 15. The Yankees gave him 16. The Mets had more money per year. There's also an opt-out after 5 years where he can opt out, but the Mets can void the opt-out if they bump up the salary from $51 million a year to $55 million a year for the remaining 10 years of the contract. So, and if they do that, that'll make it a 15-year, $805 million contract. So it could be as much as $805 million. The particulars are, there's a $75 million signing bonus. There's a full no trade clause. There's there's no deferred money like the Dodgers have been doing. So it's all up front. It's all money right there. Every year he's going to get his money. And like I said, pending a physical, and the Mets, the opt-out, the Mets could void the opt-out if they were just to add $4 million a year onto the final 10 years of the contract. Now, listen, if you're the Yankees and the Yankee fans, we don't want to hear it. Okay, we don't want to hear that, because you want them and you lost. You wanted them and you didn't get them, and now you're playing crybabies, saying, "Oh, we didn't want him anyway. Too much money, too many years." You went an extra year. The Yankees were looking to give him 16 years. So stop. And they didn't have the money to outbid the Mets. They came up short for the first time. In a bidding war with anybody, basically the Yankees lost. They lost to the Mets, and now they're walking around like we didn't want him anyway. Stop it. You wanted him. You didn't get him. The Mets got him. And now the Mets are on level ground, if not higher ground, when it comes to being financially superior to the Yankees. And don't tell me either. I've gotten a lot of you hated when the Yankees did this. You've become what you hated. Listen, you're right. There was jealousy. Of course it was. Of course. Because you were winning World Series. We want to win World Series. Sick and tired of you winning World Series. You just went to the World Series. It's nice to win one. And the Mets fans, and he's 26 years old. He bats left. He throws left. He's a left-hander. I'm surprised he didn't go to the Yankees for that reason alone. He's going to play right field. Now, where's he going to hit in the order? It's going to be second or third. You're going to have Lindor leading off, and then it's probably going to be Soto. I would put him third. The lineups that I've seen, the projected Mets lineups, have all had him hitting second for the most part, with then either Alonso behind him or Vientos or somewhere along those. You don't know where he's going to hit because you don't know what the team consists of yet. Are they going to get Alonso? Are they going to get a left-handed DH? There's a whole bunch of things that you don't know that could change before opening day. Bottom line, today is a day for the Mets fans to basically stick it to the Yankees, right? We beat you. We got the best of them. We got the best player. We got the guy that you wanted, the guy who was your best player last year. And we took him from you. And that is why we are so happy. And yeah, we don't like the Yankees. There's no secret. Mets fans don't like the Yankees. And Yankee fans, now, maybe you'll start to understand why we don't like you. And maybe you'll start to not like the Mets, which is healthy. It's healthy for baseball here in the city. Okay? We don't like you because of jealousy. You're right. Maybe you'd be a little jealous of us. We got your guy. The second best player in baseball behind Ohtani. And now the Mets can compete in this city. And listen, it's no more. It is kind of like, I like the underdog story that we had last year. Loved it. That was one of my favorite Mets teams of all time last year. With the coming out of nowhere, the home runs and the dramatics and the upsets, just coming back in the ninth inning, franchise-changing home runs. Loved it. But now it's not going to be like that anymore. Now it's going to be expected. Spending a lot of money on this team. It's expected to win and win big. Now, it doesn't have to happen next year. Like for the Yankees coming into last year, Yankees got Soto. They knew it was a one-year thing. They knew it could possibly be only a one-year thing. The pressure was on to win last year. It didn't happen. The Mets, it's not on to win immediately, okay? Yeah, of course, we'd love a World Series next year. I'd love 15 in a row, right, if we could get it. Dodgers, I think, is still better. The Mets still have work to do. They got to build up this rotation a little bit. Going into last year, even with the injury to Kodai Senga, even before that injury, you thought that the Achilles heel of this team was going to be the starting rotation, and you were worried about that. And it turned out that the starting rotation was one of the best in baseball, even after Senga went down. You had Manaea step up. You had Peterson. You had Severino. The bullpen was an issue. So they got to build the bullpen again. Now, are you going to get that every year? The way Stearns looks at it is starters pitch 5 or 6 innings, and they play one every 5 games. So it's not really you can't argue with it. You also can argue the other way that starting pitching is how you get winning the playoffs. Starting pitching is the most important thing. You can make both arguments. He's had success not going with the high-ticketed items when it comes to starting pitching and going with them elsewhere in the field. The guy that plays every day, guy that hits every day. Offense, that's more what Stearns is. Mets still got to fill some spots, though. I would love to see them get Walker Buehler, but that'll take care of itself, all right? Do you get Pete back? I don't know if they're going to get Pete back. I don't think it's an essential thing. Like, I don't think it's must-have Pete Alonso in this lineup with Soto. I don't think it's like that. I would like to have Pete Alonso in the lineup. Don't get me wrong. I don't think it's an end-all, be-all that you got to have him. I think you could pick up other guys. You could make up for Alonso if he doesn't. I think Vientos is going to have a much better year. I think he's going to be a big-time hitter on this team, and he's going to be one of the better hitters in the league. You're going to have Soto, who's going to have a ton of power, a ton of RBIs. He walks. He's constantly on base. I mean, he walked 129 times last year. He's right at the record for walks at his age. Right there with Ted Williams and Barry Bonds and people like that. So Soto's on base all the time. He has a 400 on-base percentage in every year of his 7-year career. Now, he's also had success at Citi Field. You could also look at that. Okay, his longest home run of his career happened on August 12, 2020. 466-foot home run at Citi Field. 2 days later, he had a 463-foot home run at Citi Field. They are the 4th and 5th longest home runs ever in the history of Citi Field. So he's had success there. He's had success everywhere because he's a great hitter. He's 26 years old. He'll be there till he's 41, God willing. And listen, hopefully he becomes the face of this franchise and he leads them to multiple championships and he gets a plaque in Cooperstown with a Mets hat. And we are just celebrating it with 2 or 3 World Series championships in 15 years from now. That's what we hope for. Now, we've hoped for that before, and the Mets have destroyed players. Can they, we didn't think it's possible. After seeing Aaron Rodgers on the Jets and seeing what the Mets did to Robbie Alomar, not perform. Can't do New York. That's another thing, is he can perform in New York because he watched him. He did it last year. If you have a player who's never played in New York, that's an unknown. He's coming here. Can he perform in New York? Can he do it under the bright lights? Can he do it with all the press and all the criticism and all the fanfare? Some guys can't. We already know that he can. Why? Because he did it last year. Him and Judge basically were 1 and 1A on that team. He hit 41 home runs. He hits, 280, 285 every year. He'll give you 500 at bats every year. He's already won a championship, so he knows what it takes to win a championship. He's been to the World Series multiple times. He's performed in the postseason. There's no downside here. This is and as far as the money goes, who cares? There's no salary cap. Okay, it's not going to affect the price of hot dogs and beer and popcorn. Don't worry about it. They're going to be the same $15, $17 that they've always been. Right? Tickets are not going to really go up. The Mets, I thought it was funny that they're selling. Single game tickets went on sale 10 a.m. this morning. Coincidence? No, it's not. Certainly not. But if they're going to sell, they're going to sell more tickets. He's going to fill the ballpark. I saw that the tickets for opening day are already going for $300, $400. And we're in December. It's not even Christmas. So this is going to be a big buzz. It's going to hurt the Yankees. It's going to hurt them somewhat financially. It's going to hurt them in a baseball manner because they're losing one of their best players. They're losing one of the best players in the game. They didn't really do much yet. Now they're going to have an active winter meeting. So I'm very curious to see what comes out of the winter meetings for both the Mets and the Yankees. Mets got work to do. Okay? They got work to do. This is by far not even close to a complete team. You need some more power. You need pitching. You need bullpen help. Because the bullpen will kill this team no matter how good Juan Soto does. You're not going to out-hit a bad bullpen. And that is crushing to a team, a bad bullpen. They got to see if Diaz can get right again like he was a couple years before his injury. We'll see. But the news today, and the only thing you need to worry about today is Juan Soto is a New York Met. Forget about the money. Forget about the back end of the contract. Forget about all of it. Doesn't affect you. Just enjoy it. Juan Soto's a New York Met. We got him. We got our guy. We took him from the Yankees. They wanted him as bad as we did. We got him. Why? Because we have more money. And that's what it takes. Hal Steinbrenner and the Yankees, the big bad Yankees. Not anymore. Now it's the Mets. And don't listen to the Yankee fans that tell you, oh, you were complaining about this. Oh, you were just jealous. You're damn right we were jealous. And you know what? Now you're jealous. And it feels good when someone's jealous of you. Juan Soto, Met for the next 15 years. Let's bring home the championships. Let's start putting the rings on our fingers. Let's go Mets. I'm Bob Walters from the Brian Gunzel Studios. See ya.